start off with today's problem of the day. And while we're doing that, you all give us a call, 844-686-2378. Problem of the day says, what is the product of the cube root of 125 and the square root of 81? All right, what is the product of the cube root of 125, square root of 81? Let's take a look at this, see what we've got going here. Now, first of all, some of you are thinking, that's a big number if we cube root 125. No. We do not make it bigger. We're making it smaller. We're looking for a number times itself 3 times that will give us that 125. That's the ball plan. That's the game here, all right? Now, what's that number? Well, we got to think about it, don't we? So we're going to look at some numbers. How about it? It's got a 5 on the end, so it always gives me a hint. There could be a 5 involved, all right? So let's go with it. 5 times 5, that gives us 25. If we multiply by another 5, that would give us 125. So folks, by definition, that's what we call the cube root, because 5 to the third equals 125. So that's kind of what we're looking for. Play a little algebra with that we could. We could say sort of like, well, what number raised to the third power would give us 125? That's exactly what we're asking here, all right? And it looks like we have determined that number is 5. By the way, the symbol for the cube root looks something like this. It almost looks like you got a square root there, but you put a little 3, drive it down into that. We call that the index. And we have 125 under the radical, all right? And that's why we make it kind of, I try to be very concerned about whether I'm saying cube root or square root, because we could also go 4th root, 5th root. We could all sorts of roots. But usually square root's where we go a lot. But there you go. There's the cube root of 125. Now, it says find the product. Product tells me and tells you we're going to be multiplying. That's right, we're going to be multiplying. So what are we going to multiply by? The square root, and notice I've got the little square root thing, but I don't need to put a 2 there. It's understood. If we don't put a 2 in there, it's going to be a square root. And then we'll put our 81 right there. So now what we're looking for is x squared equaling to 81. What's the value of that? Well, it looks like this x is going to be 9, because we're going to look for, yes, the square root of 81, which is just what it says. That x, folks, would equal 9. So here's the deal. We've got a 5, we've got a 9. We want to multiply. So let's see if we can get that lower third going here. Yeah, there we go. We're going to take this 5, and we're going to multiply by this 9, and we're going to get 45. And there's your solution. Now, it's really pretty easy if you know those perfect squares and know those perfect cubes. Now, I always have people ask me, well, do you have it on the calculator? Well, of course we do. You know how to find square root. Do we? Let's go and look, because a lot of you ask, would you show us where some of those keys are on the calculator as we go along? So let's take a look at it. But by the way, nothing better than having in the brain, okay, those perfect squares and a few of those perfect cubes. Good to have those for quick reference rather than have to go sort through a calculator, because not all of them do all these squares and cube roots. But let's take a look at the grapher here, all right? We've got that working. And we are going to go for the math key, because that's where things happen. And if you'll look down here, I'm going to point out down through here, that says cubed. We don't want to go there. That says, cube root of something. That's where we want to go. That's where we go. Number 4. So we pressed math. That's where we went. And go straight down there, and there it is. Let's hit the cube root. How about it? Why don't we do 4? That's what I'm looking for. Right there it is. All right. And notice what it is. It just puts everything in there. You put the number now, 125 in there. How about that? And we'll press enter. And there's the 5. There's the 5. So there it is on the calculator. So if you're not sure about all those cube roots, you got it there. Now, square root. You say, Ernie, where's the square root? Well, it's under the second button this time. And notice there's an x squared right below it. There you hit the press the second. Go down there to x squared. And it will give you the square root symbol. And we can pop the 81 in there, just in case you didn't think I really knew what the square root of 81 was. It gives us 9. And we take those two numbers, 5 times 9, that's a multiplication fact, 45, and you're on your way.